that giving experimental inoculations to pregnant women with genetic material without proper testing is wrong. In the big picture, truckers, you know that depriving the elderly of human touch in the last months or years of their lives hurts them. Your moral compass knows that when taking away someone's job or business to gain control over them is going to harm all of us. When you look off in the distance, like a trucker, you know that putting the entire country into horrendous debt for years or decades is not going to make anyone healthier. Your moral compass knows that when good and healthy Canadians are praying or serving others with their products or services, giving them fines and putting them in jail when they are helping, not harming, is wrong. You have traveled all over this beautiful country and know that in the big picture, we are all Canadians. We are all equal and deserving of love and respect, and saying or doing anything that makes us irrationally fear each other will divide us and harm us. Your moral compass knows that Canadians do not need to be bullied because it is in our DNA to be compassionate, and we can be trusted to find sensible ways to protect the vulnerable as we always have, in ways that will do good more than harm to our amazing country. I'm reminded of a Buddhist story that goes something like this. There was a samurai warrior, the greatest warrior in all the land, and he wanted to find out about heaven and hell. And he went to the townspeople who told him that there was a wise man in the village who could tell him of heaven and hell. And when he found this man, this humble man, he was sitting in the dirt. And the warrior said, "I am the greatest warrior in all the land. You will tell me about heaven and hell." And the wise sage looked up at him and said, "You fool! What makes you think an idiot like you could possibly learn anything about heaven and hell? Away with you!" The samurai warrior was incensed. He pulled his sword out of its sheath. He raised it above his head and said to the old sage, "Old man, do you not know that I am the mightiest warrior in all this land? And with one sweep of my sword, I can make you die." And the old man tilted his head and looked up directly into the eyes of the great samurai warrior and said, "That is hell." And the warrior, understanding his foolishness and arrogance, put down his sword, dropped to his knees, and began to weep bitterly. And the old man put his hand on this warrior's shoulder and said, "And that, my friend, is heaven." Sooner or later in life, we all get our inner arrogant warrior humbled, and I suspect most of us today have learned that lesson already, but I don't think everybody has. We all can make for a better country if we use ideas and words to find truth, than wielding power as a weapon to do so. I thank each and every one of you here today for your courage and your humility. Let us continue to advocate peacefully for unity, health, truth, and freedom. I have never been prouder to be a Canadian than I am today. I love all of you, and I salute you.
Holding the line, Canada. My name is Beth Nodwell. I'm a registered nurse in Quebec, and that's been pretty shitty. You know, it's been pretty awful to be in Quebec. Les Québécois. Is there anybody from the other side of the bridge? Ah oui, on est tanné là. Ah, on est tanné en tabarouette. Je peux pas dire ça. All right, I have more talent, more voices, more wonder, coming up, I would like to introduce another member of our fringe minority. Okay, of our, you know who we are, guys. What is CBC calling us? Horrible things. Horrible things. This is my brother, Brother Solomon, and he would like to bless us and read us a little word.
Say freedom! Freedom! Say freedom! Freedom! Say freedom! Freedom! You know, my friends, we are here to fight for freedom, to stand with the truck drivers. You know, I love the national anthem. There's a part that says, God keep our land.
God keep our land.
God heal our land. Look around you. God is healing our land. This is why I'm saying Canada shall be saved. You know, I'm gonna pray for the truck drivers. I'm gonna pray for everybody here. And I'm gonna pray for Canada. You know, Canada is the best nation in the world. Canada is the best country in the world. Canada is worth fighting for. My friends, the best is just not yet to come. The best is now. Say Jesus! Say Jesus! We have a call in the national anthem. It says, stand on guard for thee. If we don't stand on guard for thee, who else will? This is Canada's time. And Canada shall rise again. I'm going to read from Psalm 27. This is a Psalm of David. It says, the Lord is my light and my salvation. So why should I be afraid? The Lord protects me from danger. So why should I tremble when evil people come to destroy me? When my enemies and foes attack me, they will stumble and fall. Though a mighty army surround me, my friend, my heart would know no fear. Even if they attack me, I remain confident. Say, I am confident. I am confident. In Jesus Christ. The one thing I ask of the Lord, the thing I seek most is to live in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, delighting in the Lord's perfections and meditating in his temple. My friends, Canada was God's idea. Canada, God pioneered this nation. Canada is the best country in the world. Though we face so many troubles, though we walk through the valley of the shadow of the dead, we shall fear no evil. There's so much perversion in the nation because we have a godless leader. We have a leader. See, the Bible tells us the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. My friends, enough is enough. This is Canada's time. Jesus is moving. Canada shall be saved. So, Father, Lord God Almighty, I pray right now, God, your word says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and turn from their wicked ways, you will hear our cry, Lord. So, Lord God, today, with the truck drivers, with my brothers and my sisters, Lord, we call to you today, Lord. Father, please heal us. I am the government, God.
Amen. Thank you.
We pray that Canada we be a transformed nation, God.
Amen.
We thank you for reformation.
Yes.
We thank you for a move of God.
Yes.
Holy Spirit, invade our country.
Amen.
Because this country, it belongs to Jesus.
Amen. Yes.
Amen. So guys, before I leave, I want to say the sound, the honking.
Yes.
Those honking. That is a sound of revival. That honking, that is a wake-up call. The honking is a divine announcement. It is a divine announcement.
Yes.
God is here.
Yes.
Say Jesus.
Jesus.
Say Jesus.
Jesus.
And Canada shall be saved. Amen.
Amen.
What? Yeah, I know. There will always be one. Yes. All right. We just want to thank all of our protective detail, especially the ones that are watching us on the roof right now. We just want to thank them for keeping us safe. We thank you guys. We see you. We see you up there, guys. We see you. We see you. All right. All right. Up next. I remember seeing this woman fight by herself. It's been a lonely, long 2 years. And this woman has been fighting for our kids, for their
Small fringe minority, guys.
without any
Look around.
interference
Just a
of
couple
medical
hundred people,
intervention
right?
by the state. I have just totally fallen in love with this beauty. I would like you guys to give a warm for Jody Ledgerwood.
That's my cue to go walk the crowd. Sorry, brother.
Thank you for being with us today. And all this week. And I love you.
another man in my Instagram feed before they cut him off and silence him. We'd like to give Vlad a moment and thank him for, well, so many of you, what you've done over the past 2 years. This has been a long 24 months, guys, but I think we have held the line, and it's over. It's over. Vlad!
Hello, beautiful Ottawa! Come on! Let's go! Who's excited to be alive? Who's excited to be a human? I love you so much, you have no idea. My goodness. What a time to be alive. We have to be grateful for this moment in our life because it's perfect. Look around you. Look around you. How many of you standing shoulder to shoulder just to be proud Canadians? Come on, let's go. If you don't know my story, I was born in Soviet Union in 1980. I represent the last generation of kids growing up in Soviet Union. I know what it is to be indoctrinated and brainwashed. Exactly what they're doing to our kids right now. And we're not gonna stand for that. We're gonna protect all kids. We will protect all kids. We will protect all kids. And we will make Canada free again. Each and every one of you have something powerful inside. And it's called the seed of greatness. You have that seed of greatness inside of you. It's your responsibility to reach, hold on to it, and stand your ground. No matter the hate, no matter the backlash, you have to hold your ground. If you remember the acorn, little seed, and that's what you make a huge oak tree out of. And that's who you can choose to be. You can be that oak tree that stands the ground with deep roots, with deep foundation in your beliefs and your principles. And that's exactly who you can choose to be for yourself, for your family, for your business, for your community, and for this beautiful country of Canada. I am a father of 2 beautiful children, and I will stand my ground till my last breath without a mask for them, and I also will stand the ground for all of you kids, because that's what I get to choose to do. No matter how things show up in our life, we get to choose how we show up instead. And that's the power that we have, guys. A couple of last things I want to say, I don't want to take too much time. This is exactly every one of you having conversations, doing whatever you can. This is all of us combined efforts making this. And we are present to the beautiful moment of peaceful revolution, not just in Canada. This is a peaceful revolution for the whole world. We are at the ground zero for humanity. And it is the best place to be, guys. The last thing I'm gonna say, when the times are tough, have faith. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in your neighbors. Have faith in your community. And have faith in this beautiful country. This is the best country in the world, guys. And it's our responsibility to keep it glorious and free! We will not leave until this corrupt government resigns. Who's with me? We're not going back to anything. We're only going to go forward to the bright, beautiful, free future, free of corruption and tyranny, guys. This is what we're all going to do. Make sure you check out Hugs of a Mask, We All Essential, and IamFreeCanadian.ca. Let's say with me, I am free Canadian! I am free Canadian! I am free Canadian! I love you guys. Stay healthy, everybody.
Oh, Canada, look at us. Look at us. Thank you, Vlad. Oh, we're holding the line. I got a big lineup of speakers, but up a little gentleman you might know who has been fighting in Ontario. His name is Mr. Derek Sloan, and thank you very much, Mr. Derek. Come share a word.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? What an amazing day today. What we're seeing right now is exactly what Canada is meant to be. It's not about a bunch of stuffed suits sitting in that building. It's about truckers. It's about everyday Canadians that keep the food on our shelves, that grow the food, that raise children, that teach our kids. This is what Canada is about. I'm so proud to be here with all of you today. It's peaceful, it's fun-loving. If it weren't for the -15, it almost feels like summer here. It's amazing. I think we need to have an annual day of remembrance on this weekend, every year. To commemorate freedoms won. We have heard today from many great speakers, but we haven't heard from Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau has been involved in other protests. He met with protesters in contravention of COVID rules when it's a purpose that suits him. He's been involved in all kinds of grand gestures and apologies. But when the largest gathering that's ever happened on Parliament Hill comes right to his door, he leaves town. He runs away. He doesn't want to talk to Canadians. He doesn't want to talk to the people that keep this country going. He's scared. He is a fringe minority. There's someone else who isn't here today. Someone who's expressed support for truckers before. His name is Doug Ford. He was tweeting yesterday about everything under the sun other than the biggest event to ever happen on Canadian soil on Parliament Hill. We need to know why our leaders are ignoring Canadians. Our governance has been a catastrophic failure the last 2 years at every level. We must hold our politicians to account. Now, there have been many people up here talking about freedom, and I agree with every single one of them. The question is, where do we go from here? We need to have a real vehicle to implement our goals. That means actually getting involved in politics. There are real vehicles that exist to win back our country. What we're doing today is absolutely important, but we have to continue the movement, continue the momentum. Here in Ontario, we have a provincial election in only a few months. I lead a party called the Ontario Party. We're against the vaccine mandates. We're against lockdowns. We want to get fired people back to work.
we get our children that can't go to school and get their degrees back to university.
Bring them to account.
We want to bring back freedom, but also justice in this country.
The gallows.
So don't stop today. Yes, keep this going, but join in politics. Join with the Ontario Party. Join with other parties that are fighting for freedom. And let's get this country back on track. I used to sit over there in that building, but I'd rather be right here with you. Thank you so much for being here today. God bless you, and God bless Canada.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, are they on fire? All the politicians want you. They want a piece of you. All right, I have a beautiful girl here. Her name is Krista. And Krista has a story. I think she even wanted to audition for America's Got Talent, but she didn't want to get the... So, if you don't want to get the... You're not allowed to play and do anything anymore. So, is that true? Did I get the story right? What, can I be your mic stand? Yeah. Okay, we're just waiting on a quarter-inch patch with the XLR and we're just doing some techie business. So we're holding the line here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I think they're done. Like they'll just patch you in. We're good. I also have another organizer from adoptatrucker.ca. Adoptatrucker.ca would like to announce that masking is over, and you just need to tell everybody that we're done. We are done. We are so done. It's over. It's over. I don't want to see another mask on anyone's face unless you are in the OR doing a very important surgery. No more masks. It's done. It's done. And we are we're giving our government a mandate now, aren't we? Look at us. We are mandating our government. Masks are done and their mandates are over. And we will run you out of town. Look what we did. We ran the Prime Minister out of town because he is too afraid to deal with the people. He is not the man we are looking for. He is not the man we are looking for. Are we getting sound yet? Okay, we're just checking the guitar. I fucking love those guys in the back. It's kind of like we're in an episode of Star Trek and Captain Kirk has lost his mind. And it took the boys in the engineering room to come up from downstairs. And they came up and they said, this man is, and I guess we're going to have to put him in a meat truck and take him out of here. But thanks to the boys in the engineering room, our truckers have removed the captain from the flight deck. How are we doing? Yeah, okay. Yeah, baby. Okay, Krista, guys, give her some love.
Thank you, Bethan. Can we just give a round of applause to all these amazing people organizing these speeches? Thank you, Bethan, so much. Amazing. Wow, what an absolute honor and privilege to be among such a small fringe minority. This is amazing. Thank you so much. Just to tell you a quick story, I had the dream of a lifetime pass by my very eyes because I auditioned for Canada
my co-pilots. I love you. You're amazing. Co-pilot, do I have Dagny with me with the sparkly Canada Day hat? This is Dagny. She is my co-captain here on the flight deck. Dagny, I need you up here. Ladies and gentlemen, someone give Dagny a warm round of applause. And she's my co-pilot here. I'm going to answer some questions down there. She's going to take over. Here you go, baby.
Hello, Canada! Hey! So nice to see so many faces. I have a question for you. Okay? I need you to help me out. I'm looking for someone. I need to know what a white supremacist looks like. Are you a white supremacist, sir?
Yes, I am a white supremacist.
All right. There you go. Oh, okay. All right, well, I'm just confused. And I'm sure you'll see why I'm confused. Because all I can see are freedom-loving Canadians who don't care about race, about gender, about vaccination status. We don't care about those things. What we care about is much, much bigger. What we care about are our constitutional rights and freedom. And it's a shame that our government has to resort to such silly name-calling because they're grasping at straws. They can't find a reason to hate us because we love each other. All right, so I want to give a big shout out as well to Mr. Ben, the driver of this truck we're standing on. Thank you, Ben. And I just want to give a shout out to Ben's new business. So, for anybody from the London family here, his services are called Altitude Booming. So for all your booming needs, we'll see Ben from Altitude Booming. Okay, so next up, we have an entrepreneur here. We're going to hear from Danny.
Okay. There's a lot of people here. There's a lot of people. Wow. This is very empowering. So let me start like this. I'm sure you all know that there's a beautiful governor down south, DeSantis. And DeSantis is fighting for freedom right now, today. He's putting everybody on his shoulders. And Dagny didn't introduce my last name, but let me tell you, there's a DeSantis right here in the north, right here. And maybe if the people think or permit me, maybe we'll run right here and fight for freedom. So let me tell you something. Every single person here should be very proud of yourself, because at some point you were instrumental in speaking to somebody besides you, your family, your friends. And I know it's been tough. It's been 2 years. Been 2 years, and now we have apparently some guy that works in here is calling us a racist, misogynist. Let me tell you something, he's in a lot of trouble, because it looks like there's over 1 million people fighting right here, right now, for freedom. You know, I'm going to tell you something. This is the kind of people that we need to run in a low level, from school board trustees, from counselors to mayors, all across this country. So maybe down in City Toronto, we have a spineless mayor. Might have to shift them over because there's a DeSantis in the north coming very soon. So I ask people to tell and encourage people, we need our people that understand what's going on. So you should all be proud of yourself. And it's empowering. Wow, so many people. You know, I took a walk. It took me half an hour to go through. And I gave up. There's so many truckers. This is what it took to unite the whole country together. We have people from BC, from the east to the west to the north. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't know what he's going to do. He's got to come out of his basement at some point. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll leave it at this. And I always say this. I say it like this. You can take it all away from me. My fortunes, everything I've done. But you'll never take away our freedom. Never. 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 You'll never take away our freedom. Thank you very much. I'm Danny DeSantis, and I'm going to fight tooth and nail. But I want to do one other thing, because I think I know we all want, is freedom! 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 I love you guys.
Thank you, Danny. Next up, we're going to have a few representatives from a group I think we've all heard of called Police on Guard for Thee. For those who haven't heard of them, which I'm sure are few among this crowd, they are active and retired duty police officers. So here we go.
Okay, can you hear us at the back? I was here yesterday and I disrespected you because I didn't tell the story because I got too emotionally involved in it. So, then we got the horns. But anyway, what we're doing is we're going to correct that by two things. One, I brought a couple of notes. Two, I brought a friend who's going to tell you the story. So, okay, he said hold the mic closer to your mouth. Okay, this man you're going to meet is like the North Star. We've been interacting online for over a year. I've told him I love him, I'd lay my life on the line for him, and he's told me the same thing. The crazy part is we never met till Friday night. Isn't that crazy? So, when I was a child, my parents taught me that the most trusted person you can have around you if you're in trouble is a police officer. And I've always had that respect for them, right? So, if you go out the road on an icy winter night, going to an icy pond, this is the man you'd want there to come in and pull you out. He'd give his life to pull you out of the vehicle. He'd give you, he'd stand in front of a bullet to protect you. And when he saw what was going on, he created Police on Guard. Would you please welcome the co-founder, Chris Vanderbos.
So this is what a fringe minority looks like, eh? Yeah. But I guess we have some unacceptable views as well, don't we? Yeah. Does freedom sound unacceptable to anyone here in this crowd? Let me hear that again. Is freedom unacceptable? No. Listen up. When I signed up to be a police officer, I took an oath. And that oath was to uphold the Constitution and the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. One of those rights is the right to informed consent. The right to bodily autonomy. Okay? Well, the man that sits in that office says, if you disagree with me, you're a misogynist, you're a racist, and you're a fringe part of this community, in this country. I say, too bad for your views, buddy, because if this is a minority, then I am so proud to be a part of it. Because it doesn't look like much of a minority to me. Okay? So kid right now. The man's heart has been ripped out of his chest. He just wanted to play hockey. That's all Sean wanted to do. He wouldn't even drink a pop, a soda, because he thought it was bad for him, and he wanted to go as far with his career in hockey as he could. He was passionate about playing the game that Canada loves. And what did he get for it? He died, okay? A month after receiving his first shot, he was found dead in his bed. They did everything they said they could. Then they did the background because the father, Dan, refused to accept the fact that this just happens to a 17-year-old boy. Guess what the results were? Unascertained. Does it sound normal to anyone here in this crowd that a 17-year-old boy just dies for no reason? No! And how many more are there that are suffering the same consequences of this government's mandate? Well, I say this. I say here today we have declared as Canada, not as a fringe minority, but as a vast majority. We are not white supremacists. Are you kidding me? Look around the crowd. Does anybody have eyes in their head outside of this movement to see that there are people from every walk of life and religion and creed? And guess what? We're all standing together. We're all standing together. We are Canada. 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 Yes. Yes. And we are not going to take it anymore. We're going to stay here until the mandates are resolved, they're removed, and we have our freedoms fully restored. God bless every one of you. God bless Canada. I couldn't be more proud to stand with you.
Thank you, thank you. All right, so up next, we're going to hear from another member of our team of doctors and medical professionals that have been consistently silenced. Right here we have Dr. Chris Allen Shoemaker, a community doctor from Ottawa. Et pour nos francophones, on a ici notre médecin communautaire d'Ottawa, Dr. Chris Allen Shoemaker.
Merci beaucoup. Hello, everyone. What a day. What a 2 years. It's been awful. But it didn't need to be quite as awful. We could have had other measures in place and being actively used right from the beginning. But only now is the information coming out. It's pretty sad. But I'd like to go back to some happier memories of mine. I was emergency doc for 25 years. Some of it in Ottawa, some of it in Vancouver and Kelowna. So I know emergency medicine. I know the need to say hello, to meet, greet, and treat our patients. And among the things that I did, I put chest tubes in car accident victims. I diagnosed heart attacks. I saved patients from overdose. But very importantly, as ER docs, we started antibiotics or antiviral therapies for infectious disease patients. As I say, we lumped all of our activities in which we might see 35 patients in a day or a shift into the following mantra: meet them, greet them, treat them, and street them. Because hopefully a lot of our patients got to go home and they were well enough and they didn't have to come into the hospital. But of the 4 things I mentioned, the most important thing was to treat. What use is it to go to a medical doctor if they can't treat you? We need to let the doctor and the patient together decide what is the best acceptable treatment
to reduce the stress and risk of their active infection. Other doctors were on the stage about 2 hours ago. They're marvelous people. They're heroes to me. They're specialized individuals who have been able to point out that significant treatments, which were very safe, were not allowed to be used. If these medications were used in the pre-thrombosis stage, hospitalizations were virtually completely avoidable. You know what these two baseline medications are. You followed the news, or when you can get it from sources that aren't too bizarre. Ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine were proven by high-level U.S. military researchers to be massively effective against SARS-CoV-1. That was known in 2016. 2016, all of the agencies knew that the best antivirals sitting there ready to go if there was ever a viral pandemic were hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin. These just didn't come into the picture a couple of years later or in the midst of the pandemic. They were completely known in 2016. But a certain doctor named Fauci in the south of us, he wanted to ignore it. He had personal reasons for wanting to ignore it. He had personal reasons for wanting to hide the source and the mechanism of this pandemic occurring. And so he and others went to great lengths to say that antiviral treatments just shouldn't be used. And they put out fake information involving its lack of safety, and it was completely fake. I prescribed hydroxychloroquine 35 years ago to patients going to Vietnam who wanted to not get malaria. So they took it for 4 weeks. They took that drug for 4 weeks, they and their children, to safely not get malaria. They all came back happy, had a lovely holiday. No sickness, no heart complications. Hydroxychloroquine has been safe for decades. Ivermectin is also a form of an antiviral, although it works by a different mechanism. But again, the U.S. military researchers found it to be safe, spoke to its safety, and recommended its use if there was ever a pandemic of a COVID type. You don't think this is a COVID type? I think we've been told for 2 years this is a COVID type infection, right? Well, the proof was there that it was perfectly safe. And my next set of heroes from out of the United States have been using it aggressively. These names you will know: Dr. Pierre Corey, internist, USA; Dr. Peter McCullough, cardiologist, USA; Dr. Mary T. Bowden, fabulous intensive care specialist, Houston, USA. Dr. Bowden has saved about 1,000 patients through her pre-hospital clinic and continues to do to this moment. Now, they're smart people. They're smart enough for me to respect their opinions and their reasons for having their opinions. You're smart people because you've observed and you know some of the things that they've told you on the internet or YouTube or wherever they've managed to get the message out to. But it doesn't need to be that way. There's many countries where it's being used aggressively and appropriately. Sorry for having to be people who use notes, but, you know, unaccustomed as I am to public speaking. And it is the truth. All right, here's a bit more truth. The following countries have allowed ivermectin to be used regularly in their population: India, Argentina, Brazil, Japan, among others. And in the case of Japan, would you say it's a fairly advanced country? You know, they're able to run an Olympics. They've got an incredible downtown and a city of 18 million people. I think they're pretty sophisticated. Well, 8 months ago,
when the government finally said to their physicians, we encourage you to actively use ivermectin in the safety of this pandemic. And at that point, their rate of infection dropped in half within 2 weeks of beginning to use it. And those rates have continued to remain low and manageable because they used it. And, you know, it's not that you can go to the store and get it. Doctors do know dosing. We do how to know to give an appropriate medication. People who call this horse medicine, they're idiots. Just because your doctor gives you some Benadryl and in a different setting gives your cat some Benadryl, does it make it cat medicine? No, it's just Benadryl. So if you take human-grade Benadryl in an appropriate dose, you're safe. Equally, if you take human-grade, prescribed by a doctor, ivermectin, you're perfectly safe. Oh, and by the way, you won't die of COVID. Well, you're welcome for the truth, and I'm going to share one very important truth that we all got to learn of today if we were looking on our cell phones yesterday or our televisions today. Yesterday, Sweden banned the viral treatment, the mRNA treatment, the vaccines for children 5 to 11. Children 5 to 11. And it wasn't a political decision. It wasn't a crowd making the decision. This is the most serious scientists of Sweden deciding that the risks to children are so high compared to the minimal assistance of getting the vaccine. In fact, the approximate ratio is there's 100 children that have to get significantly ill from the vaccine to prevent one child from getting COVID.
All lives matter! All lives matter! All lives matter! All lives matter!
Well, in any case, that's all the news I've got for you. I really praise Sweden for stepping forward and making it illegal and wrong and impossible for a child 12 and under to receive this vaccine. I expect Sweden to change it so that even 17 and below is stopped within the next 2 weeks. It's just too damaging. In conclusion, I just want to say that you all have the rights to your employment. You have the rights to cross between borders. You have the rights to be safe, but you also have the right to decide what goes into your body. One more page. Hang in with me. I guess my final point is, and it's certainly not about vaccines, it's simply about that the pandemic can be over in a couple of weeks. We can stop the most dangerous mandate. The most dangerous mandate was not the mandates of the last 6 months. The most dangerous mandate was the mandate of 18 months ago. The mandate of 18 months ago that prevented me from a doctor from giving a safe, normal couple of medications that would reduce someone's infection time from 14 days down to 3 or 4. And you know what? If you can keep it down to days 3 and 4, instead of 14, they don't get to day 14 because we all know what happens after that. Day 14 and beyond, you're in the ICU, and that's it. So, therapeutics could have been in place, should have been in place, but it doesn't stop it from starting now. You can write the Canadian Medical Association. You can write the colleges of all the doctors in Canada. You can write the Canadian Pharmacy Association, which has cooperated with the other agencies to prevent doctors. I only wanted to do one thing a year and a half ago. I wanted to cure a few patients. I wanted to save a few patients. And the medical agencies prevented it. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, here on this hill, there's a lot of ivermectin dealers in the far corners. So If you're looking for some ivermectin, go check by the West Block. There's some dealers over at the East Block. We're having none of it. Early treatment is the way. Get it in ya. It's good for ya. I'll hand the virus over to Dagny here.
So, Bethan, who's your dealer?
I got a few doctors. Right here, we can get ivermectin. We'll get you ivermectin, but it's better to get it off the black market at this point.
We gotta keep it on the down low. The mainstream media is gonna just tear us to pieces. All right, so next up, we're going to have a medical professional from Frontline Nurses. And before, just for 1 second, OK, on aimerait remercier tous nos orateurs ici aujourd'hui. Ils et elles sont ici grâce à vous, grâce à notre mouvement et grâce aux camionneurs. Et on aimerait souligner le fait que c'est grâce à nos camionneurs qu'on est ici. They came from far and wide, and anything that we find around us on store shelves, the gas that you put in your vehicles, it's all thanks to our truckers. Merci, camionneurs. So we have Kristen Nagel here, an amazing nurse and freedom fighter, the co-founder of Frontline Nurses. Thank you. Hello, Canada! Let's just say hello, the world. All eyes are on Canada right now.
And I am so emotional, been in and out of crying just for weeks, leading up to this for days, and right now. So bear with me, you guys have to do an exercise I do at all my local rallies. So I'm gonna start on this side. I need you to repeat after me. I am free. 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 And everyone all together. I am free. So my name is Kristen Nagel. There's a lot of people here. Many might not know my story or who I am. I'm a nurse of 14 years that worked in the NICU. That's with premature babies that fit in the size of my hand. I first held a freedom rally in my hometown in London, Ontario, November 2020. The media ripped me apart, said I was a dangerous nurse putting premature babies at risk. The media destroyed me, but it wasn't going to stop me. I found another Canadian nurse, and the two of us traveled to Washington, D.C. to meet up with 4 other American nurses. And we spoke on a health and freedom stage with people like Kevin Jenkins, Del Bigtree, and Mickey Willis. Do you know what day that was? That was January 6th. We were nowhere near the Capitol. We were at the Supreme Court. I actually was there and had no idea what was happening. But when we flew home, we were deemed domestic terrorists. We had the RCMP show up at our doorstep because they wanted to know our involvement in the storming of the Capitol. I have had nursing schools teach their nursing students about what not to do. Don't do what Kristen Nagel did and storm the Capitol. We were defamed internationally across the media, but it didn't stop us. We formed the Canadian Frontline Nurses and have been advocating ever since. Because I may be a nurse, but I am a mother first. And this is not the Canada that I wanted my boys to grow up in, nor for any of the children. We are not a country of hate, of anger, of segregation, or discrimination. Canadian, and we are proud, and we are peaceful, and we are loving, just like we are showing the world these past few days, and this is just the start. This is the Canada I want my boys and our future generations to grow up in. We've had people that stayed up all night shoveling the Parliament walkway here. People are cleaning up garbage. People are making sure people have food, rooms, showers, bathrooms. They're looking out for each other. This is Canada. This is uniting, and we are uniting the world. We have felt alone in this movement, like we weren't making any difference. And my heart, I am so full of emotion because we just felt like one person, and the enormity of the size of these trucks showing up, bringing Canada together. You guys have our backs. Thank you, truckers! I'm gonna wrap it up. I know there's a lot of amazing speakers, so just bear with me because I think this is important to end on because it speaks to my heart. So this is 1 John 4 from verse 18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear. Because fear has to do with punishment, and the one who fears is not perfect in love. So what are we here? We are Canadian, and we are here with love. Love is what drives out evil and this hate. We are going to win this with love. We are going to win this with staying peaceful. We're going to win this with being higher than them. We are love. And just remember, it doesn't end here in Ottawa. It doesn't end here when you leave this Parliament. It doesn't end when you go back home. Enough is enough. We are here. The people have spoken. We have drawn the line, and we are free. There's no more complying. We are done. So take off the masks, stop consenting, and remember, what did we start with? I am free. Thank you very much, Canada. Thank you to everyone that's here and watching abroad. Thank you to the world. Thank you for all your support. And thank you, truckers!
Hello! It's an emergency. Oh my goodness, we've got like so many more amazing speakers, and it's getting hectic here, guys. And you know, our poor audio-visual team, we'd like to thank Advantage Audio and Wallace Sound for bringing us decent sound today. And if you ever need a crane, go see that guy get his card. You never know, you might have a big job in your backyard next summer. That's your guy. All right, yeah, that's your guy too. All right, do we have our emergency response team, or is it just Bulford? We got just Bulford. You guys might know this man. He's another famous Canadian. I'd like to introduce one of the sweetest, most incredible, driven, strong, passionate men in the world. He's got also backed by an extraordinary wife. Where is she? Is she right down there? Is she Piper? Where is she? Piper, I see you. All right, yeah. Hi, family! Bulford family! I'll hand it over to Daniel Bulford.
you so much, everyone. I'm going to be very brief. I don't have anything real magical prepared. I've been really busy. Ran up the hill to come get my quick little speech in. I've been up here many, many times for events in the last 8 years. Not quite like this. For anyone who may not know who I am, my name is Danny Beaufort. I just resigned from 15 years with the RCMP as a result of this. I've been a spokesperson for Mounties for Freedom since the fall. And I've also been working with another group, you've had some of their speakers up here already, called Taking Back Our Freedoms. The amazing Paul Alexander and Brian Dennison and George Bears, and the list goes on and on. Dr. Jessica Rose. It's surreal, the people I've come into contact with as a result of all this. Incredible people that were very heroic, very early, speaking out against what we all can see was wrong with what the government was doing, with the authoritarian style overreach into our private lives.
Yes!
It's been a real roller coaster. I've had many ups, many downs. I really was on the fence a number of times about getting my family out of here. And I can tell you right now, nothing has given me this much hope in a long time. The elites didn't factor in the grit and the courage and the resilience of the working Canadian men and women. I love you all. God bless our truckers. And God bless all of you for coming down here and showing what freedom and unity and Canada is all about. I will never, ever forget what happened here today. I will never, ever stop being eternally grateful for what each and every one of you has done to make this come together and to keep this safe and lawful and peaceful so that they can't lay any of their derogatory terms on us. There is no way this many people are a fringe minority. Look around. Look at the diversity in this crowd. We are all here for one reason and one reason only, and that is to demand that we have our freedom over our bodily autonomy. I refuse to stand by and do nothing and allow my children to grow up in a country where their government can tell them what they have to do with their body. Not happening.
My choice! My body! My choice!
My body, my choice!
My body! My choice! My body! My choice! My body! My choice!
Thank you, everyone, from the deepest recess of my heart.
Thank you.
I just want to say one more thing. Some might agree, some might not. But I know a lot of the incredible men and women up here that are here to keep us safe. I know that there might be mixed views, but I can tell you I've worked with many of them and they are great people. I've been filtering messages nonstop. People worried that something is going to happen. It's like, not from us. And I can assure you they are here to keep us safe. That's the only reason I was ever up here, was to keep good, law-abiding, peaceful, loving Canadians safe. God bless our first responders and God bless our truckers.
Daniel Bulford! Thank you, former corporal, standing on guard for thee. Oh, we love him, we love him, we love him. He's been absolutely key on our adopter trucker team. We would have fallen apart 5 days ago if it weren't for Danny. All right, we have some emergency first responders who have written a song for y'all, and they're all a little stage shy, but they're quite lovely boys. What? No, we're not coming? Okay, so let me hand this over to this handsome gentleman, and he's gonna do the introduction.
My name's Martin Otino, and Danny Bulford is my boss. We're here on the safety team. We're firefighters. And we're here just to make sure that people are safe. We got your backs, and I'm introducing a bunch of the most beautiful guys I know. So, we wrote a song, and we're going to play it now, and we're going to get on with the program.
I think my guitar is wrecked from the cold weather.
Or is there another guitar here close by we can plug in?
All right, we have some technical difficulties that we're gonna need to size up. Right, these fine boys are gonna get the guitar sorted. They are first responders and they are lovely. A lot of them. Yeah. Okay, where's my partner Dagny? Dagny. All right, we want to okay, thank you everybody who wants to talk. You guys are all so amazing. You have messages. We absolutely love it and we want to help and accommodate you. We will be back tomorrow and do this, but who do we have up, who do we have next? I think we have our First Nations guy right there. There he is, Chief. Bring up the Chief. I want the Chief. All right, part of our fringe minority, guys, we have to make sure we include the fringe. Oh, boys. The sound of freedom. That is the sound of freedom. Here he comes. Here he comes. Ladies and gentlemen, give our Chief a warm round of applause. Don't forget that.
Hey, everybody! Let's all here. We're all here together for peace and love for our country and the freedom of our children for the next 7 generations. My name is Chief Anderson. Been involved with Chris Kai speaking across the nation, as well as Pat King for bringing the truckers in and calling them here with this little fringe of people. Is this not what it's about? Unity! Unity for the people and for those children. So here, we're just going to sing a couple songs, and I'm going to let the mic over to Linda.
One more? Okay, one more beat, ladies and gentlemen. Warm these people up. Warm these freezing people up. Warm up their hearts.
and they've been raising spirits and encouraging truckers to stay and hold the line. All right.
Salut Ottawa! Nous sommes ici depuis vendredi. Nous jouons du tambour dans les rues. C'est grâce au Je vous demande à tous d'aller marcher dans les rues, de les soutenir. Ils sont seuls à des kilomètres. Avant de partir, marchez dans les rues. Allez leur dire bonjour. Allez leur dire merci. Nous allons marcher avec vous aussi. Marchez dans les rues avec les camionneurs. Friday, and we've been drumming in the streets, supporting the truckers that are stuck in the streets, and it's a right. It's you when you're going back, go and support the truckers that are in the streets as well. Thank you. This is the beat of life. This is the beat of freedom. We all got it inside of us. C'est le rythme du battement de nos cœurs. C'est notre sens d'amour de la vie.
Thank you for the cheer, the love. We have on stage so we can welcome up Jim Carhalio is next. He is a candidate from the New Blue Party of Ontario. Welcome, Jim.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you very much to the organizers and Bethany. I'm from the New Blue Party of Ontario, from the riding of Cambridge, and we're gathered here today for a piece of federal legislation. Justin Trudeau doing mandates on the truckers. But 2 years ago, do you all remember when Doug Ford put in the lockdown bill 2 years ago? There was one PC MPP who stood up and voted no to Doug Ford's lockdown bill. That was my wife, the member of Provincial Parliament in Cambridge, Belinda Carhalio. But she said, Jim, you got to get down to Queen's Park, challenging the Doug Ford government. She forced them to vote against that. Vaccination mandatory in healthcare education, and the PC's support. The PC's back down and flip. And he was all that support from Belinda. Yesterday, I just want to tell you that Maggie and Rocky and all Maggie